Welcome to the Franchise Live. This is our SummerSlam post show. I am joined once again by Jacob, Olin, and Core Values CD. However, I am not alone. I got the Ayo squad with me. And they make no noise. And of course, we are being hosted by the one, the only, polarizing with his takes and phenomenal as a host, CJ. I know you feel a little offended by polarizing, but I think that's a good thing. I think that's a positive.
Hey, that's Mr. Chocolate up there. Yes, sir.
Yo. Okay, buddy. Thank you guys so much for joining us on the Franchise Post Show. CJ, would you like to say anything to introduce us in?
How's everybody doing? I know it's been a long night, man, since 6 o'clock. I mean,
pretty good. It was yeah.
Yeah, pretty good. You know, just came off.
Glad the 2-night event is over. Glad the 2-night event is over. Glad the 2-night event is over. As good as it was pretty solid. It was pretty solid, but glad it's over.
Yeah, does anybody have anything that they want to get off their chest before we get into segments and such? I know. Steph had a grand prediction here before the event went off.
Top 3 SummerSlam of all time. I felt like I accomplished my mission. I did. Even the kid, top 3 SummerSlam of all time. Yes or no? Top 3 SummerSlam.
All right, we got to get him off screen though, because that's a YouTube violation.
It's about the matters.
You a violation?
Has he seen 3 SummerSlams? Has he been alive for 3 SummerSlams?
You a violation?
Yeah, probably just that 3. Probably just that 3.
He's been alive for 3 SummerSlams. We don't know if we can take his vote yet.
Yeah.
Get your votes.
Okay, go ahead. Start us off, CJ.
All right. Well, I guess we'll start with the first match of the night. Gave us our first surprise of the night, maybe the biggest surprise all night. Despite that, Mr. Kevin Owens made a big return. Big surprise to me. Thought he was gone for good.
Absolutely, man. Very happy.
Yeah, we can start with Kevin Owens, and we can get into the entire 4-way. What we thought about the match and the overall decision to make it a 4-way from what was advertised to be Balor versus Zayn, which I was hyped for, but turned into a 4-way, got a big return. So we'll go left to right how I see on my screen. We'll start with Jordan Jacob down here, right here below me.
All right. I guess I'll start by saying that I had no idea that Kevin Owens was going to return tonight. There was some things looming in the air, but the fact that he returned as a participant in a match, like we thought, like he could cost Sammy, or there could be something that he does after the match to just like show his head. But to return to wrestling tonight is pretty insane to me, and one of, in my opinion, probably the best moment of the weekend. I popped loud. I was very, very happy for it. So yeah, very, very happy about Kevin Owens returning. I do believe going forward, I mean, he looked great tonight. He didn't look like he lost a step. He won the match. So now he has a world title match with Punk. So should be like exactly what CD just said. Chef's kiss. Like you said, we're going to go into the match afterwards. So would you like me to pass it to CD before?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can.
Okay, go ahead.
First,
absolutely, go ahead.
I'll take it, man. Yes, sir. So, how did I feel about this? First of all, I lost my voice and I popped. Once when it was a pause too. Like when Nick was like, "This man," I was like, "Randy." So when I heard the little like theme song, I was like, "Kevin!" I was happy. Like I popped like really loud. I lost my voice for a little bit. I had to drink some water right afterwards, but that's besides the point.
Yeah, like Home Alone.
Yeah. But listen, man, I'm
at the airport.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Yeah,
come on, bro. But man, I was very, 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 very happy to see him. Like he didn't lose a step, like Jordan said. He didn't lose a step at all. It was just like seeing the fans like cry. Like there was fans crying, like seeing him. It was a very emotional moment. It was very like peak. One of the best moments right this weekend. He didn't lose a step, but like I said. Well, like Jordan said, we ain't going to get into the match yet. So I'm going to just pass it off to Reese.
Absolutely. I believe that this match, one, I rated it at 3 stars. I think it was a pretty solid match. I really had much fun with the spots. There's not too much structure during this. And it's hard to do that with Fatal 4-Ways. You kind of have to just kind of vibe check it out there, and I think they delivered in that aspect. When it comes to Kevin Owens making his big return, I am excited to see what Kevin Owens does in the future. We know that based off of the results of this match, we saw Kevin Owens earn a title shot. Seeing what he's going to do with that title shot, seeing where this might take him, that's a road that I'm interested as a fan to go down. I don't know how he's going to perform in his future matches because this was a fatal 4-way. It was less taxing, a good way to get him back introduced. I do agree with you, Jordan. I do agree with you, CD. I believe that he did not lose a step. However, I do want to say this. We have not seen him in singles competition going out there one-on-one with an opponent for about 15 to 20 minutes, which he's probably going to be asked to deliver on, is a completely different ball game. So we'll see how he does there. However, I did see him move well in this match. At least it doesn't look like he physically has slowed down any of his physical attributes or any moves that he does usually in the ring or even in his normal match structure would seem to be changing, because I have not seen any of that change throughout this match. However, a fatal 4-way is a lot less taxing, which is why I probably saw him get introduced, and we all probably saw him get introduced in this setting. A fatal 4-way, easy way to introduce Kevin Owens back in here without having him tax that body, go and maybe hurt the neck a little bit even more because that's the injury that he's facing. However, I do believe that this is a good thing for Kevin Owens to come back on WWE television. We have another really great wrestler on the roster, and hopefully Triple H can do something with him like he's failed us in the future. Hope my expectations are pretty low, but I do believe that this can lead to something good that we get when it comes to Kevin Owens.
Okay.
Yale Squad, yep.
Since I'll be speaking for AL Squad for the Kevin Owens return. I was excited. I was not.
Proper. He's so proper.
Hey, yo. I was so excited. I was not expecting Kevin Owens at all. Like, I was shocked. I knew he was there for the weekend, but I thought he was just doing like meet and greets and everything like that. But once I heard the music, I think all three of us popped. I was just in shock. I couldn't even have words coming out of my mouth. But yeah, it was just exciting to see one of my favorite wrestlers back on my screen. I think SmackDown needs Kevin Owens because we need another player in the game. Also, for a man that came off a neck injury, he was hitting a lot of swantons, and I was concerned. Swanton bombs. I was concerned for that. But other than that, I think him coming back and being on SmackDown is the move. That's just my opinion.
It's just so much that you can do with Kevin Owens going forward. For one, Kevin Owens always kind of feels fresh. Like, even though he's probably fought people 10, 15 times, I am excited to see Kevin Owens go up against people. Like, is it crazy to say I wouldn't be mad if him and Sammy go at it again? Like, it's weird. Like, it's weird. Like, Kevin Owens is a special kind of breed where people aren't complaining about repetition with bro. Like, people complained about Seth and Roman going against each other too many times. You don't hear that with Sammy and KO, who's probably fought 3 times about. Like, right. Kevin Owens is just, it's a fresh feel. It just feels good. And I was originally a Kevin Owens hater. I hate to say it. I was a Kevin Owens hater. But I genuinely popped. I genuinely enjoyed it. Kevin Owens is back, and I'm really excited for what it'll come. This is bigger than the Randy Orton return, who is a way bigger superstar than Kevin Owens. But, like, the possibilities are kind of endless with Kevin Owens right now. Randy, not really. He's going to go after Cody. We know what he's going to do. But KO is back, and I'm ready to see what he got. Apparently, he's going up. He's already got a championship match, right?
Yep.
Yes.
So what is it, KO versus Punk?
Oh, man.
Out of all 4 of those people in the match, I would have chose KO versus Punk. Gunther versus Punk could cook. Cool.
Gunther, they've already cooked.
If you did Finn versus Punk, it cooked before, and it could do better with it without being known.
That something we haven't seen yet. We've seen the other 3.
Like Kevin Owens versus Punk, the promo battles alone, the segments alone, I think are gonna eat. Like, for me, storylines can really carry a match. Like, if you have a great storyline, you've been cooking all this time, you kind of walk into a match with at minimum like a 3-star for me. At this point, it's either you bring it down or you continue to raise it up. Like, the story that I think they might cook up something starting at a 4-star. Now you're gonna let me down from here, or you're gonna continue to raise it up for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. If there was any other opinions we had about the 4 weeks, I know some people skipped over that. We can snake we can snake it. So we can start with AO squad. I know Reese gave out some opinions. If y'all had any other comments y'all had just about the 4-way itself, if y'all wanted, or if not, pass it off to Reese, back to CD, and then Jacob snake it the other way.
I'll let Jordan start because I heard him and CD say something about it.
Cool.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought the match was pretty solid. I thought it ended abruptly. Triple H seems to be really in love with those abrupt endings. Like just as it's building towards like an actual climax, it ends. So it's like I had no problem really with Kevin winning. I loved that Sammy like got pinned because I thought it was going to go into him helping somehow in the main event, but nobody helped in the main event. So I completely fell on my face with that take. And I do think that this is going to lead to Sammy still rejoining the bloodline, but I don't know how. I do kind of agree with the people that think Finn was completely shafted in this situation, considering he was supposed to get a good match with Sammy, where even if Sammy got pinned, maybe Finn was supposed to beat Sammy, but then, they put Kevin and Gunther in this whole, so this seems like it was something that was like a pivot and wasn't something fully planned. That's pretty much all I can say. Besides that, I will give it I think it's a 3-star match. It's a solid 3-star. It was very, very enjoyable.
I agree. It ended abruptly.
It was very, very enjoyable. Just abruptly ended. So yeah.
A fatal 4-way. I don't know. I don't think a fatal 4-way should be ending in under 20 minutes. I don't know. Under 12 minutes. I don't know. That's kind of crazy to me, especially with the caliber of stars that we had. We just had two shots.
I just feel like
I don't know.
To land that before I give it to CD, I'm just gonna say that I feel like at some point the abrupt endings in the multi-man matches can make people look weak.
All right, I'll take the sticks from here. So as a match, I really enjoyed this match. It was fast paced. It had the crowd on their feet, which I also enjoyed that the crowd really was engaging in this match. That also played a big factor. I also, like I said, I really enjoyed it. I rated this match in quarters, obviously. I rated this match on 3.25 out of 5. Like it's like right there. The 0.25 goes to the fact that KO actually returned and actually looked very good in the match. So that's like where the extra credit comes in. So I think that it was really enjoyable. I really liked the match. I might actually go back and rewatch the match just to have a better looking on the match. I'll say a different view on it. But it was a very great match. It was a very great match in my opinion. Yeah.
All right, awesome. That's great to hear. We got everybody's opinion there. We're gonna move on to another wrestler. We're gonna ask a question here. We can just give a question, our general opinions on the match as well. But Chad Gable, Penta, next match we're gonna talk about here. Intercontinental Championship changed hands. Mr. Gable here in his hometown, finally getting the job done. I guess I'll give a brief how I felt about it first. I think I've seen a better match between these two, but I didn't mind this at all. Glad Gable got over here. The Gable arc itself, I have my problems with it. I think we're a little too late for this. I don't know if we needed the escapade down to Mexico, to get here. I think we were already back with Gunther, but love this for Gable. The question I did want to ask here is, where does this put Gable? Does this change your opinion, or just in general, where do you guys see Gable amongst your in-ring wrestling goats and wrestling history, this era? Where do you guys rank Gable? Does this match change your opinion on it? We'll start with the AO squad. Go back to Jordan.
Honestly, all right, Gable, I don't think it moves the needle. I'm not about to sit here and start arguing that he's the best in-ring wrestler of all time. He's one of the best wrestlers of all time. Nothing like that. But I do think in that niche category of those wrestlers that are really good in ring and they're stuck in the mid card, like your Cesaros, your Sheltons, your those type of people. If you get what I'm saying, he might low key. He's getting to those top 6 combos with them. Also, this match, I do agree with you, CJ. I don't think it's the best that them two even put on. I definitely think they could have put on better. I also agree with you on the moment should have came with the Gunther stuff. I think it would have been even bigger if it popped with the Gunther stuff. But I will say, as mad as I am, as disappointed as I am that we didn't get at that Gunther moment, I'm not that mad at it because we got the El Grande Americano stuff, which just continued to show how good Chad Gable really is. Like, he makes bad great. This man made Shorty G a chant. Like, Shorty G became somewhat, I'm not going to say it was popular, but he made it work. And not too many people can do that. So Gable really just continued to showcase. I am happy he finally did get his moment. It also happened in his own town. He looked emotional. I was just happy for bro. I've been a fan of Chad Gable since the American Alpha days. So finally seeing him win the Intercontinental Championship, which I'm sure Chad Gable's in his 30s, so I'm pretty sure that's a very important title to him. If you grew up watching wrestling, IC title, hell, some people might care about it more than the main title. Like, IC title is the title. So I don't know. I'm just really proud, really happy for him. I think it does do something for him within that niche crowd of those mid-carders who would never really be like the main guy kind of people. I think it does something for those combos. I mean, he's not better than like a Kofi in that area, not even a Dolph. He's better than Cesaro in that area at this point. But like, Chad's moving the needle in those combos, and that's really it for me. In ring, he is excellent. He's great. He's amazing. And I think we can continue to see more. Now we get to see what he can do with the title for the first time by himself. We've never seen that. So I'm very interested in that.
Yeah, I want to co-sign and disagree with some of the things that Steph said. I do not think he's better than Cesaro, but I do think that he's really good. I think that he is one of the top wrestlers of this decade in WWE. I'm not too knowledgeable. I'm a little bit ignorant to some of the promotions outside of it, keen to some AEW, but I am blind in some areas, and I'll admit that. So I can't call him one of the greatest wrestlers ever just because I haven't watched that much. But for me, he would definitely hit the top like 40, 50 I've seen in my lifetime so far. When it comes to what his performance did for me last night, phenomenal. And I know I see you reacting, CJ, just for me. I haven't seen as much wrestling as you or Jordan. So, of course, as I watch more, that needle will change. However, right now, he has pushed it for me. This match wasn't the needle mover. I think throughout consistently in the 2020s, he has been putting on great work. This just falls under the category as some of his other great matches. And I cannot believe that me, underestimated Chad Gable going into this. I felt like this match was going to be just fine. It wasn't going to do anything spectacular. I didn't think it did anything super spectacular, but I think it definitely did deliver above my expectations. I don't know why my expectations were so low. I think it's safe for us to say that in the 2020s, if you wanted to call Chad Gable for WWE one of the wrestling goats, one of the greatest wrestlers in WWE for the 2020s decades, I absolutely believe that is a conversation to have, and I think it's the right opinion. I think Chad Gable is a top 5 wrestler in WWE this year. Absolutely. I think he is better than Roman Reigns, who we'll talk about later. I think he's better than Cody Rhodes, who we'll talk about later. I think he's better than probably better than definitely better than Overfemi this year as well, who we talked about yesterday. I think Chad Gable is a probably top 2 performer in WWE right now, second to none behind CM Punk. I just don't see anybody else in WWE performing better than Chad Gable besides CM Punk, especially this year as in 2026 specifically. If you want to talk about 25, if you want to talk about 24, you can do that. But the truth is that we're in August of 26. I think right now we have to focus on the now. Chad Gable currently has, if you want to count AAA as a part of the WWE promotion, as part of the WWE brand, since they own them as 2026, Chad Gable has debatably put on match of the year for us in WWE. So I just think that we have to start putting Chad Gable in our top 3, top 5s. For me, top 2 in WWE right now when it comes to in-ring performance. Absolutely.
Okay. Hey, don't y'all love when Reese admits that he's wrong? Don't just put a smile on your face.
It's a good sighting for sure.
Yeah, you should pick up on it. Go ahead.
I'll take it from here then. Okay, man. I'm not gonna lie. I am happy that he got this. I've been following Chad since 2016, since I was 10. I'm 20 years old. I'm 20 now, y'all. You got to understand, bro. Like, I've been following him since the beginning, and the fact that I actually got him, like, I actually saw him, win a singles title. It's just like, it's like, dang, Like I can't believe it. Like I really can't believe it. Like I really can't. Like I think the match itself, I rated it a 4. Honestly, I think it's easily like one of the best matches of tonight. Honestly, but besides that though, Chad as a wrestling GOAT, indeed, yes, I do think out of this decade, I do believe that he is arguably a top 3 performer in WWE out of this decade, and this year he could really take that number 1 spot for a multitude of reasons. His character work with El Grande, he managed to get that over and managed to have match of the year with the other El Grande and down in AAA. And then he just put on a banger with Penta on the show. Both of them look very good. I think his ability as a wrestler, like I think his wrestling is very good as well. His character work is good. His ability to like, you know, make you laugh. He can be serious. He's very versatile. So like I do think that Chad Gable can be a wrestling GOAT. I genuinely believe that. I do. Yes.
Just need some better stories under his belt.
Yeah, he has some great stories. A lot. Well, not a lot.
Stories and continue to do what he does.
Well, I will hold on. Let me pump the brakes there. The Grande and the Otis stuff before they, you know, threw that out to the side. They like that was before they like messed all that up.
That's who you vouch on? Okay.
I mean, the crowd was popping like every week when Otis got slayed. They was waiting for him.
Thank you. He got thank you over. See, that's
yeah.
I would have much preferred you to bring up a Gunther when he was feuding with him over the IC belt.
I mean, I was gonna get to that, but you know, still.
I think he was naming his bad that he made work. That's what I got.
Well, I mean, still though. To answer the question, he's definitely a go to this era for sure. Out of 2020, if you're gonna look back on this decade and be like, Chad was like top 5 of this decade.
I don't know about that.
We still got time to go.
You do. That's my thing.
I'm passing out to you, Jordan.
Yeah.
Okay. He is one of the best wrestlers in the world today. Any company. He just is. When it comes to like, I know other people don't care as much about match time and stuff, but when it comes to that kind of thing, when he gets, you know, the match time that a lot of other people that have the general consensus of best wrestler in the world, he does what Mask vs. Mask was. That's what he does when he gets that kind of opportunity. Or if it's even just something close to that opportunity, he does what Worlds Collide was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So, like, the reality is that this guy is just that good. And when you ask the question, is he a wrestling GOAT? I don't know, because I don't think he's had the opportunity to build that kind of resume. But I think that as far as technicians go, the same way that we remember the technicians of the past in WWE, when it's 10, 15 years from now, he is going to be remembered for the fact that he was one of the best wrestlers on the roster, if not the best wrestler. Almost like Kurt Angle was the best wrestler on the roster. Gable holds that same title where I don't know if you could say anybody is actually better than him, like more like truly better. You could say people like Phoenix, people like even Gunther at their peak, maybe guys like trying to think. Just other, like you said, guys like Punk at their peak and stuff like that. You could say that maybe they are neck and neck. I don't think anybody's better. And tonight, I believe the match was about a 3-5. I agree with what CJ said at the beginning, where he said, I don't know if this match was their best. I think the Raw match, the Netflix debut, could be better. I'd have to go back and rewatch it. But, yeah, a good 3-5, getting Triple H SummerSlam time. And very entertaining the whole time. Very, just a good Intercontinental Championship match. And to land this plane, I'm simply going to say I believe he's going to have a pretty good Intercontinental Championship reign. I think he should. Pretty good title defenses. At least we know that even always with Penta, but especially with Chad Gable, our Intercontinental Championship is in good hands with a great wrestler that will give us good matches and good title defenses.
Okay, I don't want to stay on this too long, but
no, you're good.
I want to play a quick game, like 90 seconds, just because like I'm hearing these takes. I'm hearing like top whatever looked at in this thing. Like I want to throw out some names, like some past WWE wrestlers, just WWE catalog. I need y'all to tell me, like, just so I can gauge where y'all have them, Is Chad Gable have a better catalog, like in ring? Is he better all the time than this person? Just like general.
Better
Yeah,
catalog.
Fine. I think. Excuse me, gentlemen.
Okay.
I do want to.
It's like 90 seconds.
Yeah. I really want to engage with this personally.
Okay. All right.
Sure.
WWE matches only, right?
Yes, WWE catalog only, right? Okay.
Okay. So
First
is
name.
Chad Gable better than this person?
Yes. First name.
All right, go for me.
Christian.
No.
Are we including his tag word?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
doing that word.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
It's the answer
He's
now.
not. He's not.
Yeah.
Even if you don't include it, it's not.
We're not including
Morrison.
Tarek. Okay, then no. Then
John
no. Then
Morrison.
yes. Then yes. Yeah.
Christian's better. Yeah.
John
Gable over
Morrison.
John
Yes.
Morrison?
You said
Yes.
Morrison?
Yes.
Morrison,
Yes.
I'm not too
Morrison
hip.
has some great character work, but
Right.
catalog wise,
I'll take Chad over Morrison. Yeah.
I will.
Okay.
Me too.
Becky Lynch.
No.
Becky.
No.
Come on, Becky's
No.
better.
No.
I'm gonna take the storyline and I'm gonna take the man character over it. I'll take Becky.
Like you're saying catalog,
It's
so like
close.
yeah.
That's
No.
close.
He's saying catalog though.
Oh,
Yeah.
catalogs.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
Yeah,
not
right.
just
Yeah.
in the ring talent.
What do you mean you're taking Chad?
Worlds apart last year, Americano this year. The first match against Penta, the match.
You don't
against-
think Becky has? Okay.
I'm not
Becky
saying
has some-
that
Becky-
match was beat that.
Becky
She
got
doesn't have
some.
four
Becky
matches.
got some smoke. She got
Becky
some
has.
smoke.
Becky has better
Becky
matches.
got Becky got Charlotte, Lyra, Bailey, and Lyra.
Oh, either match catalog or them as a whole.
Gable
Already
Gable
match
easily.
catalog.
Yeah, I'm gonna go like in
Yeah,
solo.
yeah, I'll go Gable. I think
Yeah,
Gable.
Gable might
think I'm
clear.
saying Gable.
He might clear,
Are we
honestly.
just including
Clear is crazy.
He might clear. He might.
No, you
He might.
can't.
As
No,
a-
no
as a
Hardy Boys.
singles,
Just Matt Hardy.
I'm taking just Chad.
Yeah, no Hardy Boys.
As a
Yeah,
tag,
that's
I'm
what I'm saying.
taking
If
it too.
it's singles,
Who-
if it's
who
singles,
else? Who else?
yeah.
Who else?
He has better matches, but it's like fuck.
The last one was actually that one's not as interesting as I thought.
No Shawn Michaels.
No, that's one not. Booker T.
In the
Is
Fed.
Gable better wrestler than Booker T?
T in WWE.
Gable. I'm sorry, Gable. Gable
I'm
has
not gonna
Booker T's
lie.
best matches. Hey, TJ,
I'm
Booker
not
T's
gonna
best matches
lie.
are
I'm
WCW.
taking Gable.
I think Booker T's
I'm
best
still-
in WWE is Batista.
No, Booker T's best works in WCW. I'm
I
taking
think
Gable.
I want to go Gable.
Yeah,
I
that's
want
a
to go
good-
I'm
Gable.
going Gable. Gable has
I
better
want to go
matches.
Gable. I want to go Gable.
That dragged a little longer than I thought. It
I
was.
think it's Gable.
I want to go Gable.
Booker
I
has
wanna
good
go
matches
Gable.
outside the Fed. Like not. I mean, he has good ones in
I
the
would
Fed.
say
but they're not,
personally,
like-
I would have all those people over Chad Gable. Personally,
Is it by a large gap?
we are too on.
That's crazy. CJ
One
Chad
of those-
seems like your
one of those
speed.
probably
I guess
not
not.
that
That's all
I
good.
think Chad's over Booker
The other
T.
okay, so
I
do
think
you
it was the
think
Matt Hardy
the
one,
I
and
do you
think
then-
one
believe
of the best
do you believe CJ that
workhorses.
the Booker T and Gable have a big gap between them?
Yes.
In the
Really?
Fed, that's crazy.
In WWE, I don't know about that, but
I
But you know,
think
In
I
the
am
Fed,
blind
Booker-
to some of
Wait,
Booker
wait,
T's.
all right, let me ask you a question.
To be fair though, CJ, I'm blind to a lot of Booker T's '90s work. So that's fair.
CJ,
Dude, in the Fed, what
he gets there like
He did not do it.
in the Fed, Booker T.
Yeah,
in the Fed, Booker T does not have a match that comes
when
close to
you say
match.
Day Week, are you including Chad Gable's Triple A?
Yes,
that
yes.
counts.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
and
Yes,
I'm
WWE.
definitely counting that. You
Okay.
Yes.
Hey Reese,
But bro, I'm not gonna lie.
I
Match
think we
versus
got
match clears
like two
match
good
Booker
years in
T
the
has in
Gable
the Fed.
catalog versus like 4 to
But
6.
my point was primarily my point personally was primarily saying that in the 2020s, I think Gable is one of WWE's top performers in the
no,
2020s.
He's
yeah,
one of the
I-
best
I-
workhorses right now, bro. One of the
Yeah,
best.
I
And
do
what
get
match does
but for me personally,
One of
his
the-
NXT stuff with American Alpha was absolutely amazing.
Them
There,
and FTR, oh my
it was?
God,
Yeah, yeah.
bro.
I'm not gonna lie. How much?
Them and
How much?
them, yeah.
What
Sean
match?
Benjamin was good
What
too.
Booker T match is even close to Mask vs. Mask in the Fed?
Benoit.
I don't know about that.
All right. We weren't supposed to do a Booker T debate. All right. Next match we're going to talk about. Well, we're going to talk about two things. One, Fatal 5-Way ladder match. Lash Legend, Charlotte Flair, Tiffany Stratton. Help me God, Chelsea Green and
this is gonna be a
Jay Cargill.
Jay Cargill. How can I forget the Queen?
Yeah.
Chelsea Green won. Chelsea Green will be facing. Well, we don't know. Well, she's the interim champion. The real champion is Rhea. Don't know how long Rhea's out. So I guess just general opinions on one. Chelsea Green being the one who win. what we think about there being interim champion in the first place, what we think they're going to do with this storyline, if they're going to combine the titles. We'll start with Jordan, just your general reaction to the match and the booking decision overall with the Chelsea Green winning the interim WWE title.
Yeah. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I'll make this quick. I do think that the match was pretty enjoyable. You know, as much as pretty much any WWE ladder match, it wasn't as good as the WrestleMania one. However, I do think Tiffany took the first bump in this match. The pop-up power bomb by Lash, I believe, or Jade. I don't remember who it was, but
It was Lash.
one of them that was right on the ladder, and it was amazing. So like there was some pretty nasty bumps in this ladder match that were fun to watch. And Chelsea winning, I wasn't too keen on that going in, but I'm kind of intrigued at this point. If she is gonna face Rhea Ripley, she's probably just gonna lose. So it's like I don't know. This is probably the same thing that was with Sammy. You know, hey, and you know Chelsea deserves a chance. Time in the spotlight. Maybe it elevates her to the main event. Give her an interim title until Rhea's ready, and then Rhea smashes her, and then at least Chelsea got that. You know, she got the win. She got a big SummerSlam moment. Nobody can take it away from her. So that's what I believe. I believe the match was a yeah. I'm gonna give the match a good 3-2-5, and yeah, I'm gonna pass it to CD.
All right, man. Thank you for that. I'm not gonna lie, Chelsea, when she was my pick to win, and the fact that she actually won, it put a smile on my face. I popped. I think the ladder match itself was very. You said what?
How'd you pop? Like, show us an example.
Chelsea, no, it wasn't exactly like that, but I'm not gonna lie, bro. My voice hurts, bro, from like all the yelling. Yeah, it pretty much was like that. But I think this was a great ladder match. Obviously, the WrestleMania one is better, but this match was still very great, though. It was still very great. I ain't gonna lie. I gave this 3.75 out of 5. I think it was close to a 4. Just cause for a lot of reasons. Just because Chelsea won, that spot with Tiffany taking that bump was pretty crazy. I ain't gonna lie. I felt like a lot of people, well, some people showed out in this match. Lash showed like some powerhouse like moves and whatnot. She did pretty good. A little stare down between her and Jade. I'm looking forward to see what they do with that. Like Lash and Jade, maybe that's a potential thing going forward. But besides the point, though, I do think the ladder match was very, very great. Chelsea when it was great. Obviously, Rhea's gonna come back, and we already know how this ends. Like we know what's gonna happen. We know Rhea's gonna win. But hopefully, like I ain't gonna lie, hopefully we get like some type of little short good match between the two, like on a SmackDown or maybe like a PLE. But we know how this goes. Rhea's gonna win the title. But shout out to Chelsea though, she deserves it. Also, Michael Hayes, you're a jerk. That's what you get.
Yes.
Reese, you're muted, so I'll take that as a sign that you don't really want to talk.
Shut your mouth and know your role, buddy. Look, this match was fine. When it comes to the actual match and of itself, it's fine. It's fine. It's good. It's fine. Good between there. When it comes to Chelsea Green herself, she also falls under that same category this match had. Chelsea Green is fine in terms of her performances and whatnot. She doesn't have the best catalog. She's an okay character worker. People gas up the character work. I don't think the characters that she plays are fantastic or at anything. They're fine characters. They're not anything spectacular. Nothing top of the line character work. I don't see much changing it at all as well. However, she's not the worst ever, right? She isn't the worst ever, and putting the title on her isn't a bad decision, and having her face Rhea Ripley is also not a bad decision. How the match at Rhea Ripley will go is a completely different thing. Look, CJ, CD, Jordan, AO Squad, hear me well. I do not know how this match is going to work, but one thing I can tell you is that this match that Chelsea Green is going to have with Rhea Ripley is not going to dictate how I view Chelsea Green. It's really going to show how I view Rhea Ripley, because Rhea Ripley has been given, when she is given superb talent, she delivers. But how do you do when you give somebody who's okay? How do you deliver? What is the match structure that she's going to go through? We can make faces all we want to. Rhea Ripley has yet to deliver with, for me personally, she has yet to deliver with a Liv Morgan. She has yet to deliver with somebody on that caliber of a Liv Morgan when she's given all-time greats who are better than her, like a Charlotte Flair, like an Io Sky. She makes it work. How are you going to do in the ring when somebody is a little bit lesser than that? How are you going to do when somebody can't do that? I know the AO squad had to go. I appreciate them for joining on, but when it comes to what I see from Chelsea Green, they're coming back. Okay. When it comes to what I see with Chelsea Green, I'm just not too impressed.
Go for it, Brian.
All right, I'm hearing a lot of stuff, and I agree with most of y'all going to say. Firstly, the match itself, it's fine, solid, nothing too spectacular happened. Tiffany Stratton definitely took the best bump of the night. I think we all agree about that. That was brutal. That was crazy. My thing with this match is more so where we go forward from here, because I know we're all thinking Rhea Ripley's probably gonna win at the next pay-per-view when
she comes back.
Yeah. I think it would be a lot more interesting if Chelsea won and was the champion. And let me tell you why. Her work with the women's U.S. title, we all agree, has been pretty much dead on arrival. To be completely honest. The only time it really mattered was when Chelsea had the belt. So we know, and we know she can elevate a championship. That's what she did with the U.S. title. Rhea Ripley, I don't think she's the in-ring worker to back it up, but I think her character work with the Secret Herbers, with Piper Niven and all that, when she was in the mid-card is good enough where she can be that, really a better version of what heel Tiffany Stratton was in NXT. Okay. She can be that bratty, I'm the queen of this division, you can't beat me, blah, 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 blah type character, and it can work because it worked with the U.S. title. And I also called Chelsea Green to win this match because I think it was I'm not going to say the only decision, but I think it was the decision that made the most sense. Lash Legend, as much as I love Lash Legend, I think she deserves the world. I don't think this is her time to win a singles title, especially with her and Nairo tag teaming, because we need more tag teams in the tag team division. Jade has already gotten a shot. I personally don't like Charlotte, so I would not like to see her win another championship. And then Tiffany Stratton is already U.S. champion. So Chelsea Green to me was the only real plausible option to win. Now again, I do think Rhea Ripley probably comes back, depending on when she comes back. I don't know what the timetable is. I don't think any of us know. But I do think she wins. I would be more interested to see if Chelsea wins, where do we go? I think that's the more interesting story because we already have had Rhea as champion before. We know what that storyline looks like. Let's get something new.
I'll give my final statement.
Go for it.
We do have to go after this, but
gotcha.
I actually first off, look at my Chelsea Green hat on. Salute to the Greens out there. But I was happy with Chelsea Green's win. I'm not really a big Chelsea fan. I don't think she's amazing in the ring. I kind of do agree with you, Reese. She's just fine. There's nothing crazy, nothing special. But I feel like she's also fine with just being fine. I don't think she's trying to be too crazy. But also, I don't think we get Chelsea versus Rhea from this. Like, I honestly think she drops the belt before Rhea gets back, which is probably sad. But if we're being honest, we all know WWE. They're probably going to go for some type of marquee match. I do think Chelsea can do some elevation, as you said. But I think ultimately she loses because there's some bigger market matches here. I think Lash would have been better. I think Jade would have been better. I think Charlotte would have been better. And I think all three of them make better matches with Rhea. But I also think all three don't need a ladder match to win the title. So I think it's better to pull a Chelsea Green, you had your moment. Now let's elevate it for a little bit. She does her thing. And then she loses it to a Jade. She loses it to a Charlotte. She loses it to a Rhea. I'm not saying that's an amazing thing because I do think we should experiment with something like Chelsea. But if she's going to really win the belt, there's other ways for her to win the belt and have a run. I just don't think she's going to end up facing off against a Rhea Ripley for the belt. Like, she doesn't even actually have it. I think there's better people to tell that story with. But I am interested to see what she does do to try to keep this belt until Rhea comes back. I feel like that's a better storyline for her. Like everyone's saying, you're not even really the champion. And her main thing is, how do I keep this belt until this girl comes back? And then she's so hell-bent on that, now she actually has to beat her when she comes back. I think that's really going to be the storyline with Chelsea for a bit, and I just don't think she's going to survive that time. If she does survive that time, I think it'll be interesting, and I think it'll be fun. I think that is the entertainment within her winning this interim belt. Like, her trying to survive, she doesn't actually have the belt. So it's like you don't really have the belt, but you have the belt. So she's just trying to survive. Yeah, like that's what I'm getting in this story with her.
People backstage, like telling her Rhea's gonna destroy you when she gets back.
Yeah, like she's just hiding. Like that's kind of interesting. 2 wins to keep the belt. Like I think it's something fun and cool to do.
People saying, how about you put the title on the line? Yeah, people saying, how about you put the title on the line tonight, and I'll take it off your hands. That way, that you don't have to deal with the burden of Ripley.
I want to acknowledge something real quick, CJ, before we move on to our next thing. And thank you, the AL Squad, for joining us.
Yeah. I'll see you guys. Thank you guys for having us.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna tune in. So if you're talking crazy, I'll be back.
We won't miss you, brother.
Peace out, AL Squad.
I won't end the stream this time. I know how to leave now.
Don't worry, I'll kick him out for us. All right, so look, when we're talking.
It doesn't matter what you say, Reese.
We're talking about SummerSlam as a whole.
No way.
Personally, yeah, but we kicked him out twice. I don't care how many times he comes back. Look, I see comments like this a lot when we're talking about SummerSlam, and not just SummerSlam, but a lot of these other events that we have when it comes to stars who are probably better than they 10 years ago than they are now. And it's stuff like this. Go watch Chelsea Green and Lucha Underground. How long has it been since she? Well, let's say she was great in Lucha Underground, right? How long has it been?
Almost a decade, brother.
Lucha Underground debuted 10 years ago.
Almost a decade, brother. We're good.
When are we gonna stop, as fans of wrestlers, saying, "Hey, this wrestler is good this wrestler is good in 2026 because they were good in 2016. They were good in 2015. They were good in 2012. They were good in 2011. They were good in 2009. When are we going to stop these conversations like that? Because it happens all the time where a wrestler doesn't perform great for 3 years straight, and now all of a sudden I have to act like they are the best thing since sliced bread because they had a good match in 2012. No, I'm just not.
Okay, I get it, but so why are we acting like that there can't be other factors going into how a wrestler wrestles and that I'm not saying that Father Time is an undefeated. I'm saying that wrestlers at sometimes are still within an age that they can wrestle, like that they're that they're physically not inept. I feel like why are we not acting like it isn't within them? You know what I mean?
Because good wrestlers, because really good all-time great wrestlers who are as good as you guys say they are, not just specifically you, Jordan, but the audience in general, it would not take them 10 years to put on a halfway decent match.
I
don't care. There should be no reason why. You're a guy who loves the moves. That's where we disagree. You love the moves. You like seeing people push the envelope. Why do I make an excuse for you not pushing the envelope in a different setting because this move is off the table?
Okay, so here's my example. I don't
go for it.
Really know how to answer your question, but my example is this, and you guys don't have to agree with my example, but my example is this.
Sure.
Shinsuke Nakamura. A lot of people would argue, oh, he's so washed. He's washed. He's not nearly as good as he used to be. But earlier this year in January, we watched him and AJ have just an absolute banger. And in that match, Shinsuke proved to me, someone that knows ball and knows a lot about Shinsuke, he proved to me, oh, it's not Shinsuke. It's just the WWE. Yeah. It proved to me that he hasn't lost hardly anything. He just hardly.
Okay, so wait a minute. So can I rebuttal to that real quick? Can I rebuttal to that real quick?
New Japan.
I mean, you was holding them back as you guys.
No, and that's insane.
CJ, hold on, I can't hear CJ. Hey CJ, what's up? Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, CJ. I'm sorry.
I just want to hear what the host got to say.
I don't think there's any way you could genuinely say you thought Shinsuke looked like he did in New Japan in January. I mean,
I thought
personally,
he looked about as good as he did in black and gold.
Yeah, that's
Bro,
right.
I mean, yeah.
wait, time out. So how? I think that just proves my point.
very clearly
Shinsuke
And
Nakamura did not go 10 years without having a good match. Shinsuke Nakamura did not go 5 years without having a halfway decent match. Shinsuke Nakamura had a good. Shinsuke Nakamura, like you just said,
I'm just
had
saying
a good
he doesn't
match.
get to wrestle that often, and people say the same thing about him. I'm not saying Chelsea Green. Look, I'll be honest with you. We're talking about Chelsea Green here, so I'm not gonna say Chelsea
That's
Green
what I'm
is
referring to.
comparable.
That's what I'm referring to.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say Chelsea Green's comparable to Shinsuke. I'm just meaning that.
And I'm not ignorant. And Jordan, I hear you. I'm not ignorant to the fact that some wrestlers get pushed down the card. When a wrestler like Gunther is a perfect example. When Gunther has to go out here, wrestle a Nick Aldis, wrestle a Pat McAfee, or McAfee, however you pronounce his name, McCoffey, whatever you want to, McCafe, whatever you want to pronounce it as.
McAfee.
MacBook, you know what I'm saying? When he has to wrestle a Pat or a Nick Aldis, I get that, right? But we can't make if Gunther goes out there and craps the bed with a Sami Zayn, which he hasn't, thank goodness. But if he did, we cannot hold Gunther account. We cannot hold WWE accountable for that. We paired you up with a good wrestler.
True.
Chelsea Green does not fall under the categories of this phenomenal wrestler who hasn't been given good talent. She's been given some of the best wrestlers in the business to wrestle with, and she hasn't delivered. So why am I supposed to believe that because she did a bunch of flips in Lucha Underground 10 years ago, all of a sudden WWE's holding her back? And I'm not defending WWE. I'm the first one to go out here and jump and criticize the Triple H. I'm the first one to go out here and criticize a T. Coco. But I'm not going to sit here and say that it's their fault for a wrestler not performing to their standards because you saw them be good in Lucha Underground and do a flip onto a luchador 10 years ago when you were 12 years. I'm not going for it. When we have wrestlers, there's actual wrestlers who are suffering from that, like a Gunther who's going out there and wrestling Nicholas Aldison, Magnus Magnesium on the SummerSlam event and putting on mid with him. Not because Gunther's mid, but because he hasn't been given good stars. Because guess what? He gets put in the ring with good wrestlers, and what does he have? He has a better match than he did yesterday.
That was not mid, by the way.
Reese, I'll compromise with you by simply saying that I agree with your point. It's just a little bit of a slippery slope with some other wrestlers, but you're right for the most part.
Touche. You can continue, CJ.
Yeah, I'm saying like you're right when it comes to people like Chelsea Green. I just think people try to use that for everybody, and they're wrong. You know.
All right. Yeah. I mean, I guess we're kind of on the topic on to wrestlers who haven't been given the greatest of opponents. We move on to a bit of a downturn here in the show. Going to cover the U.S. Championship match. We had another title change here. Mr. Baron Corbin returning to WWE pay-per-view and beating Trick Williams. You see down there in the corner, we have, question simple. I think Mr. Reese is going to have a rant here. We're going to start with CD. Can Trick Williams recover from this? I mean, is this okay? You know, maybe Baron Corbin, we have big plans. Maybe,
you want to know something so funny, bro? Honestly, and this might sound crazy, but first of all, the match sucked pure ass. Let's just get that out of the way. That's number one. Number two, I'm not mad at this decision because this is going to lead to Trick Williams becoming Mr. Money in the Bank, and I know why they gave the title to Corbin, and this is going to lead to Trick being obviously Mr. Money in the Bank, and he's headlined for that pay-per-view as well. And I think this is a good move because you want to get Trick to the top spot and the top scene, the main event scene. I think he's ready for that. Okay. I think he has the mic skills for it. He has the charisma for it. It's hard to argue that, to be honest. And to be fair, like I said, you already got Obo who's at the top. It's time for another young talent who has really the tools, like a Trick, to really get to that mountain.
Are we certain that's where they're going?
You said what?
I said, how confident are you that's the direction? I
feel like that is direction. Like I feel like I'm very confident. I would say like an 8. I do think he's going to get that Money in the Bank, and I do think it's going to be like Trick in the Bank or something like that. I mean, it's eyes towards the future. Like that's my only reason on why they gave the belt to Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin could probably just lose it to some other guy. Maybe he might lose it to a Mello, or maybe he might lose it to somebody else. But this is a way for Trick to get to the main event scene. Him get Money in the Bank, potentially him and CM Punk, maybe a Kevin if he gets the title. Maybe Kevin and Trick. I think there's a really good direction that we're going towards for Trick Williams. So no, I do not think he's buried for anything. I think he's in a good space right now.
It's the most optimistic take I've heard on this situation. We'll go to Jordan next.
No, CD, definitely got a couple questions, but I'll
Sure.
start with
No, don't
simply
we
putting
all?
out there. I'll
Yeah.
start with simply putting
Yeah,
out there that
you're a negative.
I'll make
Nancy,
this
bro.
very clear. People would have accepted a Carmelo Hayes loss to Trick Williams tonight.
That's cool. Sure.
People wouldn't hold. People would have they would have been okay with a Carmelo Hayes loss. So I have a question for you, CD. You're like, oh well, I think this is a good move. Let's get the title off them. Let's get Trick to Money in the Bank. So if Trick was going to lose, why can't you just let Carmelo Hayes take the U.S. title?
You're asking
We have
the wrong person,
already
Jordan.
seen him. We have already seen
Jordan, you're
him have
asking
a
the wrong
great US
person.
title.
You didn't think
You've
I
already,
wanted
yeah.
that?
I'm
think I
not
want
saying
that?
you don't want that. I'm just
I
saying
wanted
you
that,
said,
but
oh, I
that's
think
just
it's
not how it works.
No. This
That's not how
is
it
like
works.
like CJ asked at the beginning. No, this is something people will never forget. People will never forget that he had a chance to face his main rival from NXT on a big four pay-per-view, and the reason that Triple H didn't do it is because of, we know the reason. We don't really have to name it. It's an unspoken reason, but like doing anything he can to not defeat the allegations, to the point that you bring Baron Corbin back. It's like, what did Baron Corbin do to get fired when he left and come back and get a title match at his first title match, like his first big match back?
I agree with you. On that point, at least.
So I'm like, my biggest answer is this: is no, I don't think Trick Williams is necessarily buried, because the guy's got it all besides the stuff that can be continued to be taught. But I do feel like if I'm Carmelo Hayes right now, I almost want to quit the company. Like, how do you not only let me face Trick, but you also take me off of WrestleMania and SummerSlam, and you put the title on Baron Corbin? Because and your reasoning, like you said, CD, this is my land. Your reasoning is that, oh, but we needed to get the title off of Trick. Then put it on me. If I'm Carmelo Hayes, then put it on me for fuck's sake.
To be fair,
like how hard
they
is
don't
that?
seem as that. They don't really care about Melo.
But okay. So anyway, the rating, as I move on to Maurice, the rating is a 1 out of 5.
Yeah, it was the worst match. It was the worst match of the night for sure. But I mean,
worst
like
match
I said,
of the weekend.
Well, well, you know what? Yeah, worst match of the weekend. But like I said, man, like Melo, they clearly didn't care about Melo for him to like be on the card, obviously. And honestly, I see this as a positive for only Trick, because I know, like, for a fact, and I'm confident enough that he's going to get that Money in the Bank. But I'll let negative Nancy read
For a fact.
I'm gonna respond to that last point that you made, CD, after I'm done.
Okay.
CJ, I want to talk to you one-on-one real quick, right? Brother to brother, all right? Man to man.
What's up?
I want to just list you off some facts. That's it. I just want to inform you. You inform me on a lot of wrestling. I want to inform you on these facts that I have in front of me. Do you know that before tonight, Baron Corbin's last match on the roster was 703 days ago?
Yeesh.
That's crazy.
Do you know that Baron Corbin is a spring chicken to WWE because he was born in 1984 at 41 years old today?
It's pretty old.
Do you know that Baron Corbin's real name is Thomas Pestock? And now it will be engraved in WWE history that Thomas Pestock has beat Trick Williams. It's absolutely ridiculous that at 41 years old, we're having Thomas Pestock beat Trick Williams. It's absolutely asinine and insane that I have to say that sentence, and it's the truth. And the truth is not setting me free. It's keeping us back. Like to Jordan's point that he was saying earlier ago, that we can't speak out loud. He's triple a letter in the alphabet. You can figure out which one. But my God, raise that hand higher, CJ. My goodness, what do we have to do to get some freedom and liberty and get out of the shackles of Baron Corbin? This is absolutely ridiculous that I have to sit up here and talk about how Baron Corbin just beat one of the youngest, most talented super. He has Lil Yachty next to him. They came out with Lil Yachty's music, and I have to sit here and watch Baron Corbin win. Core values. I want to go to your point. You talked about, well, Maurice, you know, Trick Williams is gonna he's gonna win the Money in the Bank, and he's gonna we're gonna have a party in Philadelphia. Trick was gonna win Money in the Bank. It's gonna be the best thing ever. Guess what, CD? You could have had what Jordan said and had Carmelo Hayes beat Trick Williams for the United States Championship. Then you got Carmelo back in action. No, I know what you're gonna say. I know your counter argument. I know your counter argument. You're gonna say, well, I know you wanted it. I'm saying this. Your counter argument, like you're defending WWE, like you're their lawyer, like you're their core value lawyer. You're saying that, well, WWE doesn't value Carmelo Hayes.
Okay.
Well, that's why they're stupid, and that's why I'm making this video right now, because they don't value Carmelo Hayes. Because Baron, hold on, I'll let you finish. I'm just asking for this time. Just like I'm asking Triple H, could Trick Williams or Carmelo Hayes just have some more time holding the championship? Could Carmelo Hayes just have some time to have some matches on TV with that U.S. title wrapped around his shoulders? Can I just have some time with Trick Williams not losing to a Baron Corbin? It's absolutely. Do you know what Baron Corbin's nickname is? It's the Nomad. It's exactly where he should be. He should be traveling the streets of the United States of America and going around from street to street in Florida at NXT Development. He doesn't belong on the main roster. That's why they kicked him out 703 days ago. It's absolutely ridiculous. I have to sit out here and I have to see Trick Williams take a pin to Baron Corbin.
It's terrible.
It's ridiculous. Asinine.
Okay.
I cannot fathom words harsh enough. And if I could, I couldn't say them out loud because of occupations outside of here. But it's absolutely ridiculous. I have to sit out here, name these facts, and know that in WWE history, Baron Corbin, I'm going to call him by his real name because he doesn't deserve the name Baron Corbin. There is no creative, because of how the lack of creativity of him, I think it's disrespectful to the great creators on this planet, the people who have invented the Thomas Edisons, the Benjamin Franklin. It's ridiculous to the great creators. It's almost blasphemy to the great creators of this earth
Let me tell you something.
to give Thomas Pestock a name that involves a little bit of thought, even 2% of brain power. So I have to live with the fact that Thomas Pestock has beat Trick Williams. Is Trick Williams buried? Absolutely not. Because the only thing Baron Corbin can bury is himself, like he did 703 days ago. Can we please, for the love of all things good, for the love of all things melanated, for the love of all things that are beneficial to this program, keep Baron Corbin out of TV as much as possible. Please take the reins, CD.
Now, what I was going to say was, bro, like I said, this is the worst match like I've seen like in a minute. Like everything about it was just sloppy. Honestly, the only bright spot was really, and it sounds crazy, but Trick dropping the title was weirdly enough like the best part, especially for us towards the future. I don't want Corbin to be champion. I don't even want him to be here. You think I want this? Do you think I want this, Reese? I don't want this at all. He sucks ass. He's terrible.
You know he could drop the title like another time before Money in the Bank.
Bro, and I hope he drops the title. I hope he drops it to a Kit Wilson or something. Yeah, at least Kit Wilson more entertaining than fucking Bear.
Kit Wilson? Are you? That's the name that comes out your mouth? Kit Wilson?
I'd rather that. Stop. I obviously would want Carmelo Hayes or Ilya Dragunov or anybody like that. But come on, Corbin sucks. He's terrible. I'd rather have anybody else have the title, like Kit Wilson. I don't want that. But if they would give it to him, I'll be like, okay, that's fine. But obviously, it's just way better than Baron Shitman. Baron Corbin shit. Yeah, he's terrible. Yeah, I didn't want this. But Trick, Trick going away from the mid card and going to the top scene is good. He's not buried. That's the eyes towards the future.
Somebody else.
I didn't want this, Reese. This is terrible. And you got me sweating bullets over here in Philadelphia. Going crazy. Over Baron Corbin. Thomas.
That's stock.
Terrible. Yes. I didn't want this. But, man, listen, man. Like, it's just... I'm tired of Corbin. I don't want to see him. I hope he drops the title, and I hope he just jobs out to Danhausen. To be honest, he gets cursed forever and leaves the company.
Danhausen
Okay,
put on
yeah,
a better
yeah.
match to him tonight. That's for sure.
Okay, so I'm glad that CD brought up though that
Well, Danhausen.
this was the worst match he'd seen in a while, because this is the worst match I've seen since WrestleMania, which also had Trick in it. And that's nothing against Trick. I'm not trying to call out Trick or anything, because this is a Corbin.
No, it's
call
not
out.
Trick's fault. This match, it was not on him.
This match
is-
isn't, but I do agree with CD when he brings that up. It is kind of ironic. The last match I saw that was this bad also had Trick in it, which was Trick and Sammy at WrestleMania 42. And that match was terrible, just like this match was. And it's like maybe, just maybe, the mid-card formula doesn't work for Trick Williams.
Or maybe.
What you about to say?
Go ahead, CJ.
Maybe
Take it away.
Maybe he didn't add much to it either. But we can move on.
Touche. I do not think. I'm sorry. I know CJ. You want to move on. I do not. I do not think that Trick Williams is some super phenomenal, amazing talent. I think he's better than Thomas Pestock. But when it comes to Trick Williams as a whole, I do agree with you, CJ. I do think Trick Williams has to improve in the ring. Is he over with the crowd? Absolutely. I can see all the reasons why WWE wouldn't value him. His intangibles, good with the crowd, very charismatic. I mean, for goodness sakes, he rocks with Lil Yachty and he comes out to the ring with him. They've been doing this thing for years, and Lil Yachty, trust me, he is well set on money. I'm pretty sure he does not need to do this. He wants to do this. I think that's a sign of somebody who knows what they're doing, at least when it comes to entertaining the crowd. I would love to see Trick Williams get better in the ring. And again, this would improve based off him having matches on Raw and having not Raw but SmackDown. If he just wrestled more in SmackDown and weekly, he probably would get better because he's wrestling with good wrestlers, and he would actually improve as a wrestler because he's a young talent. It's not like he has the worst moveset of all time. All he has to do is just get his in-ring IQ a little bit better and put on some better match structure, and then we have somebody who can put on decent matches along with having these other intangibles that are profitable to your company. But that's besides the point. I'm not in the room with my coffee mug and my red wine and my steak dinners for 8 hours like TKO does. CJ, take the reins. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yes. Great point made there. We're gonna bring it here to the main event of the show here. To talk about the main event of WrestleMania, the real main event. There's only one. CM Punk. I mean, Lord have mercy. Roman Reigns.
That's the real main event. Go ahead. That's the real main event.
Yeah, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins wrestled last.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Wasting my voice on the World Heavyweight Championship. Roman Reigns' World Heavyweight Championship. Originally, we thought Mr. Femi. Well, at least I thought Mr. Femi might be getting a title shot here, but here we are in the second biggest show of the year. Two of their biggest stars here close out the main event. I've been kind of saving my comments. I will briefly get my opinion here first.
No, we want to hear you first.
Yeah, was not the biggest fan of this match, but I will say, like, a lot of this match, I feel like rides on the audience really hanging on to the story that and like the lore of these two, and I have not cared about that in about 10 years or so. So like, you know, a lot of like the callbacks, the spots, the talking, like the drama that they tried to build off of like the Shield lore, this doesn't hit for me personally. I mean, if you go watch the live back, I'm kind of making fun of it, kind of being a little cynical. There's probably some stuff here I'm overlooking that was probably deeper, probably something that is worth something that I'm overlooking just because I'm a bit cynical about just the pairing and what they're trying to draw. As far as like the action itself, these guys are in their physical primes. I don't know if we're expecting that. It's the drama's there. Like I said, it's for somebody who is a lot more grasping onto these characters. So me personally didn't get as much emotion as they were going for, trying to drag out of this match. I will pivot to you guys because I feel like you guys probably have some different opinions on it. And you guys want to come back at something I said, no problem.
What's your rating? What's your rating for the match?
I went 2. here.
2.
Gentlemen, I know I usually don't do this, but I want to start us off here. Thank you, CJ, so much for being our host today and sharing your opinions on that. I was not a fan of this match at all. I had it as a 2.75. It probably can convince me for 3 if I have a rewatch on it, but 275 is what I'm going to go here. CJ, I'm much more in tune with the talking and the storytelling in ring, especially more than you. I like those in my matches. I don't hate them. I don't think it's a bad thing. My issue with this is that it lacked in both those areas. All the talking, this storyline already has been dragged out, so it's not like the talking in here is anything nuanced. And there's not like, for instance, right, and I know you weren't the biggest fan of this match either, but I just want to give you perspective here. The triple threat match that happened with Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and Roman Reigns, it felt like there was a lot more nuance in that because of the addition to a CM Punk and Paul Heyman on the outside. It just felt like if the talking just made much more sense in terms of kayfabe and in terms of the strategy, like them talking about trying to slam through and punt through a table. It just made more sense to me when I was thinking about why they would be talking and why they would be communicating and the frustrations they would have in this match. However, when it came to this one, it just didn't seem like there was a reason for that to me. This match already felt like when it started and they gave us this match and they announced it, it felt like something that was completely unnecessary. You already had Seth Rollins defeating a Braun Breaker, which I felt wasn't necessary. You had an open family switch who he was going to face with Brock Lesnar, which I also thought wasn't necessary, and it led out to a good match with Brock Lesnar. But that's not the point. I think the point is that I would have preferred an open family versus Reigns, and this is exactly why. I do believe that this main event, I see us having this right now, and as production team goes ahead and they switch that banner, I firmly do believe that Roman Rollins was a failure of a main event. I think it did not deliver, especially because you have 10 years of history to build on this. I think there is no excuse on why they could have just at least had a good wrestling match. Like, even if you just forget all the talking, you can even have the talking and still have a good wrestling match. There was just way too many. I'll give you my critiques on the match before I explain my 275 rate. Well, while I explain my 275 rating, one, we had Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. There were so many points during this match where they just stood still and didn't do anything, like talking. And usually Roman Reigns does this thing where like he'll be like having somebody in headlock and then he'll talk, or like he'll have like the knee pressed against him in the corner and then he'll talk. He didn't even do that. Like sometimes it's literally just like Seth Rollins on the other side of the mat and he's just talking to himself. Seth Rollins actually did the same thing, and he did the exact same thing as Roman Reigns. Had a moments where like Roman was on the other side of the mat, he's just talking to himself. And then they have moments where they're just talking to each other. I'm not saying that the talking is completely horrible. I don't hate this all the time. I just wish it was in a moment where it makes sense. The issue is this. You have built this feud around these two guys who Roman Reigns has came into this match where he's saying, look, Rollins, I have to beat you. You're the story. I have to beat you. Did I like some of the implications of story in this match? Obviously. It's Roman Reigns throwing the chair away, and that seemed like a little bit of development, him kind of letting it go. I think that's what they're trying to tell with this story. However, there's just a lot better ways to do it. I think you could have had with Roman Reigns having him in a guillotine. The ref is about to do the 5 count. He lets him go. That would have been a callback to the 2022 match. It would have actually involved wrestling, and it would have had him go and be like, you know what, I need to beat you like an actual wrestler and not just submit get the DQ because I'm tired. That's literally how the last match went, 2022 Royal Rumble. Roman Reigns had the better of Rollins. The only thing that stopped him was his emotion. I felt like this. There was a better way to go about this story-wise. I feel like the way that they did convey the story inside the match in the ring was not the best at all, far from it. And I also feel like the build-up to this feud, which was you implied inside this story, was not the best going off. So the foundation of this wasn't really a solid foundation. It was sinking sand, and this main event was meant to fail from the get-go based off of how they booked it, and that's exactly what happened.
Okay. I'm probably on the opposite side here, though. I do disagree with Reese a little slightly, though. I hear his points, but then again, this is just how I feel about it. I do think that this match is a 4 out of 5. Honestly, I think it's a 4 out of 5 because I like the storytelling going in. Can you let me finish?
Go for it, champ.
Jesus, holy man! All right, like I said, I think the storytelling within the match, them knowing each other so well. Obviously, they know each other for over 10 years or so. So they know each other well in the ring. This isn't the first time they ever faced each other. Honestly, I also think some of the spots, obviously, like the talking spots, I didn't mind it. Honestly, like Reese pointed out, it could have been during better spots, but I understand what he was going for. Honestly, basically oh, they're going to talk to each other, basically telling that story oh, I'm better than you, this and the third. I really enjoyed that. Honestly, I really did. I think the kickouts as well, like the false finishes, I didn't mind it at all. Honestly, it kind of added more hype towards the match, like the spears and whatnot, like the curve stunts. I mind that. I really did mind that. Like the storytelling they was telling, obviously, throughout the match and whatnot, with the moves, with the talking, with the subliminals, with the shield, it's the chair shot. Obviously, some good callbacks here and there. Granted, some people ain't like it, but who cares? This is just what I think personally. Now, I do think Roman winning was the right choice. Obviously, you can put Seth like right behind him, and that's done. They did the little shield thing. It's like, okay, nice little callback. It was cool and all whatnot, but story's over. Roman can now go forward and do other things. Seth can, well, I don't know what Seth can really do after this, but I do think that this match was very great, honestly. Yeah, that's just how I feel about this match. Yes, I'm gonna pass it on to Jordan.
I disagree with Reese too. I don't think the match was like stellar or anything. I did say I do believe that Punk and Cody was still better. But I have this match as well out of 4, out of 5, just like CD. I do agree with Reese that it started going into weird territory. However, I understand ref discretion, I guess, a lot more than some other people. Not saying that as like a knock. I'm saying that as in like, I don't get up in arms when a ref is just, views a match by their discretion. Like I understand. All it takes is for commentary to tell me the ref is just given leeway, and I'm not gonna go nuts about a count not being enforced because it's a championship match and one of the biggest shows of the year. So it's like the ref's not gonna do a double count out. It's kind of dumb. So
he tried to count him out 10 seconds.
Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Jordan, but like I want to add on to your point. Maybe you can comment on this. I really didn't like the fact also like when you have a match and you're 2 superstars, and I'm told as a wrestler, and maybe you can attest to this, that your match is going to be a 1-on-1 DQ match, like it's normal rules, and you guys go out of it. I feel like that as a fan personally, maybe you can deliver off of it and do something excellent after it. That's fine, maybe. But what that feels like is that you guys went to this match, had no idea what you wanted to do, and you're improving as hard as you can because you can't grasp at anything, like you're grasping at air. That's personally how I feel as a fan. You can take your reins away. I'm sorry for interrupting you.
So here's what I'll say. I didn't see it as that. I saw the storytelling within it was like, we don't really care about the confines of a match. We just want to beat the hell out of each other for a minute. And we're good enough and we're both top guys. So we know we'll make our way back to the squared circle where we have to win the match. But the fact that we're Roman and Seth Rollins means that, we got a lot of pent up aggression towards each other. We're going to get it out of our system out here in front of the fans, let the fans go nuts for it right next to us. And then, the ref knows we'll get back to the ring like we're supposed to. But for right now, we don't care where this fight, we don't care where this fight leads is kind of what it was. And then, so going back to my point, I'm going to say that I believe that the match was pretty good. There is a couple places, like I said, I do think it was still a 4 because I think they did well enough with the emotion, with the excitement, and things like that. I think they did well enough to reel it back in enough to a 4. Like it's Roman and Seth, and it was just very, very fun. Like toward the end, so I feel like that kind of elevates it a little bit. But I do agree with Reese that it just felt like it started like getting to the finishers too soon, and then once it got to the finishers, it didn't peel back. It's like once it got to the finishers, it was literally only big power move cover, big power move cover, big power move cover, sequence counter, big power move cover. You know what I mean? So at some point, I know Reese isn't the biggest fan of moves, respectfully, but at the end of the day, it feels like there's only one main event.
You're right. No, you're right. You're right.
Match. No, what I'm saying is there's only one main event-esque match lately, every once in a while, where these guys are actually wrestling. Other times, like you got Punk Roman where they're wrestling. You got Punk Cody where they're wrestling. Other times it feels Punk Sammy where they're wrestling. Other times it feels like top guys are just wrestling for a little bit. And then it's like, let's start hitting a finisher, and then that'll carry us to a "this is awesome" chant. Then we can hit another big thing, and then we could just start doing finishers and kicking
Absolutely.
out. And we'll be carried to a good match.
I do think, I'm sorry.
So I'm tired of that, and I want to see wrestling. I am tired of that, and I want to see wrestling.
And you know what, Jordan? I want to add on, and CD, I know you want to go, and I'm going to shut up so you can go. But, Jordan, I want to add on to that. We disagree on the moves thing because I want moves with purpose. Sometimes you think bag is just enough. My thing is that this lacked all of it, right? Even to for your perspective, this one didn't have enough moves. But from my perspective, the moves in this match, even if I did think, oh, these are good, they didn't have any like you said, they are crowd fishing. They're not trying to move anything psychological in this match. They are fishing for the crowd to chant "This is awesome," so that way they can have an excuse to do these power moves, and that way they can go on Unreal and they can say, you know what, man, we just had such an awesome match and the crowd was so into it, and I am the game, and Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. It's like, you know, that's what they're doing. They're trying to set up their Unreal documentary. They don't want to wrestle. It's sad because I do think the two talents in this ring are very well capable of having a good match. At the bare minimum, having a good match. That's the sad part. And we've seen them do it. So it just disappoints me that they're going to go out here and do something like that. They're going to go out here, fish for the "This is awesome" chant. So that way they can, for Triple Cuck to go out here and talk about how much he hates the IWC. Do you want to know what he's going to do? I guarantee you that on Monday, tomorrow, that he's going to put a bunch of reactions that happened on the internet and go, YouTube, Twitch, we put on a SummerSlam, and I am the game, and in this very ring, I'm going to go out here and talk about the numbers that we did. And then it's going to be a whole thing. He's going to have his own segment. We're going to hear the King of Kings music at the top because Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins put on that. That's why I call this main event a failure. Because not only did the match fail me, Jordan, and CD, I'm going to let you go because I know it's your turn to go. Not only did this match fail me, but I know what's going to come from this. And Jordan, you want real wrestling? What this match does, and I love Roman Reigns, and I know you like Roman and Seth. What this match does is it gives Hunter Hearst Helmsley and Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins and all the other top stars in the back, even a CM Punk when he feels like just not wrestling that day, who has been performing well, a Cody Rhodes, what it gives them is an excuse. What it gives them is, you know what? I just want my "This is awesome" chant on my Unreal documentary, and I'm going to get up out of here. And Triple H is going to praise on the next TV show that we have. And I'm going to have my 4 month Roman Reigns. Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns have made the championships PTO titles. When you win the belt, you get paid time off. You don't got to show up on the weekly shows. If you do, you just talk. You got to be a good promo. You could actually just come up on the car, actually, and they'll follow you in Gorilla all day to have a segment of you drinking some coffee, talking to your faction, or yelling at your faction. And you smooth. It's you got your check. It's over. Like you done did what you did. Hey man, you got it. Go ahead, Core Values. I know you got something to say for us.
It's pretty short, really. I do think that this match really catered to the casual fans, right? Like I think this catered to like the fans, like, you know, that's in like the crowd, like, because they're gonna have a different perspective from like us, obviously, because we're more so like, you know, the hardcore fan, the deeper fans, obviously. We're more deeper in this than like the casuals, obviously. And that's not a bad thing, actually. Like, that's good that, like, you know, that they think like this match is like, you know, like a bizarre number. Like some probably a casual fan will probably think this is a 5-star match, even though that we think it's lower than that, obviously.
The thing is, the casual fan,
I do think that's what they was aiming for, though. I do think they were just aiming for like the crowd, really. I don't think they really was aiming to like for us in particular. But overall, though,
Casual fan probably knows the lore.
Maybe, yeah.
10 times they show it 10 times on the screen, CJ. Yeah.
What do you mean by casual then? I don't
no, I mean it's like the fans that's not all the way tuned in.
I'm sorry, CD, but like you talk about. Remember we had this conversation off camera about the next.
Was that stop watching type stuff?
Yeah, like they stopped watching it. They tune in every now and then, but they remember this stuff when they were back in 2012 when they were watching, you know, and they tune in every now and then, like probably every 4 weeks on a Monday Night Raw, and it feeds into that. Absolutely, go ahead, CD. I'm sorry.
No, you're good, but they pretty much check out the highlights and whatnot and just see what they see and be like, oh yeah, this is gonna be great. And then, like I mentioned, they probably think this is probably like a 4.5 out of 5 because of the storyline that they know, or like if they've been here for like a long time and like tune in and out, they be like, yes, it's fantastic. But you know, someone like us four, we looking at this is like, well, not really. Like that's how I view it right now. I just think like that match wasn't really catered to us. Now Cody and Punk, I feel like that was catered to us. Honestly, because it actually was wrestling. It's really 50-50, but I really think like it was really wrestling. I felt like it came to us really because they was actually like grappling, like actually not grappling, but they was actually like wrestling. They was actually wrestling in that match. Now, not to say that Seth Rollins wasn't wrestling. It's just that obviously like the spots in the match and whatnot and the storytelling that it was telling, I felt like it catered more so towards the casual fans. That's just why.
It felt like. Go ahead, TJ. You go first.
I think the whole production caters towards the casual fan, but that's another conversation. I mean, I think Jordan kind of got on to like what I wanted to say. Like, I think these guys are kind of at a point that like John and Randy eventually got to that. In my opinion, that Triple H and HBK got to, where like they kind of got their best ideas out, especially like bell to bell, and like, but like the company still wants to like drag this feud out of them more and more. So like part of it's not really even on them because like they've already put their best ideas for this feud forth that Money in the Bank 10 years ago. But like we're still, and I mean even like part in the Royal Rumble, like we're still trying to drag this out of them and make them come up with new stuff. And like they haven't even built new lore really to go off of. Like all they really have still is the stuff from 10 years ago to try to build like stuff off of. Like the same thing that happened with John.
Yeah, absolutely.
Running it over and over again, and like
because you're right. Because 2022 was like the most. That was like the first time you see the Tribal Chief and current Rollins character fight. And they do the whole Bloodline story with that. Like they just transition to the Bloodline story with that. And they even like follow a similar beat but better, where he has the guillotine and he like. I 1,000% agree, man. 1,000% agree.
I just part of this is like I don't know how much more there is. I mean, without something like drastic happening storyline wise, maybe something I missed. I don't know if really there was much more for these guys to even do, especially with like I think they gave him like 30. They made him fill up like 30 minutes to like close out the show.
It was a 30-minute match.
Yeah, like so like part of it is like they've kind of wringed out all they could out of like what they've given them so far. Just right there.
All right, so just my last thing I wanted to say was just that kind of a repeat, but it's like just it felt like. Because, like CD said, it's not saying Rollins didn't wrestle and Roman didn't wrestle. It's just like it really did feel like it, though. It's like that's why I do give him a 4-star because here's the way I'm going to say it, and you guys will agree with it this way. The reason I give him a 4 star is because I do think the formula that they do use is it's very almost finesse skilled in a way. You know what I mean? That they're able to consistently put on main event matches like this. And make it work at times. And like I said, that's the reason I give them a 4 stars because the formula works, but it's tired, it's stale, and it's like CJ said, we're getting to the point to where I'm starting to notice it. It's like when Cena and Randy start getting older, they start doing these formulaic matches where it's like once they get to like a halfway point, it's like all right, now let's just stall with finishers and we'll have a long match. Like that's cool, and it's like. It feels like that's what it's getting to. Once they got into spears and curb stomps, they didn't get out of it, and it just kept and it's like, and it feels like maybe if they would, like I'm not gonna lie, I feel like AEW has a lot of 5-star matches, not all the time, but like they do like per year. I feel like WWE would be having more of those 5 stars like Roman Punk per year if they would get out of this formula. I was just saying, like Steve was saying, like if they would start. Having top guys, like maybe they don't have to have 30-minute matches, but even if you have 25-ish and you're wrestling, like we're getting good transitions, we're getting good sequences, and you're not just finisher spamming, you're gonna have better matches, and you're gonna like Punk Sammy on Raw. That was not a finisher spam, like that was a great match, and it's like it feels like Punk is the only one really at the top wrestling consistently.
One of one. All right. If there's not any more opinions there, we've been here since 6 o'clock on this special edition of Sunday Standout, whatever we want to call this SummerSlam.
Hey,
Sunday
this is welcome to franchise, man.
Oh yeah, we'll be back on Tuesday.
Franchise.
Shout out to everybody who joined us on this stream.
Absolutely.
And, reaction stream. Guys, have anything else to say?
Danhausen is overrated and needs to be used less.
Great match, by the way, from him. Actually,
but
yeah, no, honestly,
All right.
If
Yes,
that's
sir. Yes,
all,
sir.
yeah, host.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, CJ, for hosting. We appreciate you guys. Catch us
We absolutely
Tuesday
do.
on Takedown Tuesday. You'll see
Absolutely.
us there recapping the events of the Raw after SummerSlam. Thank you, boys, so much. Shout out to the AO Squad earlier for joining us for our post show and part of our early reactions in the beginning. We will see you guys on Tuesday.